Hydro dipping. You've seen these videos before, and man, don't they look satisfying. You probably wish you could do the same thing with, like, no money. Well, fortunately for you, I have your answer. Simply set up your... What the... hold on a second. Let me just check something real quick. Oh, fudge. Okay, look. I did my dip a long time ago, and so some of the footage has disappeared since then. Some of the footage happened to be the unpackaging footage. Fortunately, I can do a dramatic recreation of anything that's been lost, including the unpacking. So we simply retrieve our dipping kit and get stock of what we need. Here we have our film itself and all our required sprays, including the base coat, clear coat, and film activator. These will allow our film to adhere to the part properly. Next is some wipes and scuffing material that I completely forgot was in there. Next is our little booklet. Last but not least is this tub, which just so happens to be the perfect size for a dipping tank. For this project, I decided to use this old Glock slide that was lying around. But before we can do anything with it, we need to prepare the part. I start by scoring the surfaces that I want the film to adhere to with some sandpaper or scoring sponges, before completely cleaning and degreasing the part. This is because if any material is allowed to stay on the surface of our part, even oil, it could negatively affect how our film adheres. We wouldn't want that, huh? We wouldn't want to do it wrong or anything. Since I'm a wimp and won't be sandblasting off the original finish, we move on to masking. This requires some ingenuity depending on the part, but this is just to ensure nothing gets into our inner workings during the dip. Hydrographics may look good on the outside, but they don't fare well when molded to springs and sears. Next up is applying our base coat. This weird tan color will give our final film a more earthy base. I personally would have preferred a darker brown or green, but students getting mystery boxes in the mail can't be choosers. It's important to keep the coat nice and even, but not thin. If our coat is too thin, then our activator, which we spray on the film later, will dissolve the base coat and we'll have a real mess on our hands. The coat will take some time to dry, the second coat taking at least 30 minutes. Until then, we can prepare our dip tank. We clean out our basic plastic tub of any dust, dirt, hairs, or bodily fluids, before putting some 90-ish degree water inside. It's important to keep the water temperature between 85 and 96 degrees. We put some masking tape on our film like a big picture frame, big enough for our part to fit in, and place the film on the water, spraying it with our activator and waiting for that glorious glossy surface. Ignore this corner, it doesn't matter. Assuming our base coat's finished drying, we can actually dip our part and finally get that tick-tock slop finish. We affix the part to the end of some random tool I found and dip the part slowly and consistently at a 30-degree angle. If we don't do this, a mysterious creature called air bubbles will appear and do unspeakable things to your entire family. I mean graphics. Once fully submerged, we do a little dance and, quickly pull the part off camera to rinse it out without any precaution to actually record the rinsing process. Man, this pamphlet's really weird. Sitting off camera under warm water for about 7 minutes should do the trick. Once our part has been completely dried and clean, we can apply our clear coat, wait an entire freaking week for it to dry, and voila! It's a gun that you're probably going to be too scared to damage. Or, if you were to hydro dip anything other than a gun, you have an ugly whatever you dipped. Congratulations. My primary source for this video was this hydro dipping pamphlet that came with the kit that SDI shipped me, but I mean, of course, some of the stuff in the textbook also helped. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed.